Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are back on iOS doing how to sound like J. Cole on Garageband iOS. So as you probably saw in the title, I am doing Middle Child, which kind of is his more modern music. So he does use a little bit more auto-tune and slightly different sound than maybe some of his stuff on Forest Hills Drive or maybe even For Your Eyes Only. And some of those albums. If you do want to see how to sound like on older J. Cole, please drop a note down in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into this. So the first thing I'm going to do is play the final version of how it's going to sound, and then we'll work through the steps to see how we got there. I know it does say Lil Mosey, but that's just because if you saw my earlier video a month or two ago, I did do Lil Mosey, so I just used that preset as a basis to get my J. Cole sound. I just haven't renamed this as a J. Cole preset. So yeah, so let me just play this really quick.
Counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips, I'm writing down names, I'm making a list, checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. Real one's been dying, the fake one's is lit. Game is all balanced, I'm back on my shit. Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, that's how I like you, all in my dick. I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel. Promise I ain't never letting up. Money in your palm to make it real.
So that is how it's going to sound in the end. J. Cole is a really good artist, and I cannot replicate his sound for my life. But I hope that does give you an idea of how to get your own sound or how to sound like J. Cole. So the first thing we're going to focus on is the verse. So the main thing in the verse that you do have to remember is your compressor. You want to be compressed a lot, so follow those settings right there. And then your visual EQ. So I'm using a Beats Solo 3 aux microphone. So this is the EQ that works for this. For a lot of headphone mics, it should work as well. Maybe Apple earbuds and just almost any Beats as well too. But if you are using a different mic, you might have to change this EQ, and it probably won't work the same as it's working for this. So you should play around with that to get your own sound on that. So once you have the compressor and the visual EQ, you want to go to your master effects. You want to make sure reverb and echo on default, and then you don't want a lot of reverb and echo, but just a little bit. So if I go down to the end of this verse,
I like you all in my dick.
So as you see, kind of as I say that last phrase, there's that little bit of reverb and echo that you can hear that gives the verse a little bit more pop and a little bit more kick to it. So yeah, so now we're gonna go into this chorus part where he does use a lot of auto-tune. So we have 3 tracks. So you're gonna duplicate the first track and get 2 other tracks. If you do not know how to get an auto-tune preset, watch my video. It is called How to Sound Like Auto-Tune in GarageBand iOS. And that will show you how to get a preset and start adding effects to that. So once you have this first track, your auto-tune preset, or if you have your Lil Mosey preset, if you watched my earlier video, you can start and go into your visual EQ. It's going to be something like that. And then your compressor, you're going to compress it not as much as you did on the verse. So it's going to be a little bit less ratio, a little bit more attack to get more transparency. Everything else should be around the same. And then you're going to keep everything the same for these 2, except on these 2 duplicated tracks, you're going to make sure to pan one all the way to the left and pan one all the way to the right. And you're going to add a vocal transformer and make it a pitch plus 12 and keep the format at 0 for both of these. And once you do that, I want you to zoom all the way in for these, and you want to slide one all the way to the left and all the way to the right. You want to make sure you're all the way in so that it says snap to grid off. So yeah, so you want to do something like that. Otherwise, it's going to sound pretty bad if they're all lined up exactly. So once you have that, you want to make the echo and reverb a little bit more than the verse to kind of get the sound that he used. And when you're using the auto-tune, it's really up to you how much pitch control you want. This is how much I use just to work with me. You may need more, may need less, however sound you're going. Or whatever sound you're looking for. You may not be just trying to like cover Middle Child or whatever, just getting your sound to sound kind of like J. Cole. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. So that is pretty much it for How to Sound Like J. Cole and Middle Child. As I said before, if you want me to do some of J. Cole's older stuff, just drop a comment below with some requests. As always, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, peace.